friends, welcome to Tales from the Sepulchre 3, where we take you on a cold and wintry journey through November 2024 to February 2025, where young nerd gets the idea from somewhere that he should take cuttings of a petrol hedge clipper in the middle of winter to a common hazel bush. What will happen? Sit back, relax, get your feet up, get somewhere warm, and get ready to enjoy Tales from the Sepulchre 3. Winter is cutting. Hello guys, FPS Gardener here. I looked up the bush that I'm cutting. It's a hazelnut tree, common hazel. So today I'm going to try and do a longer video, show the whole process of taking the cuttings. Got the still hedge clippers warmed up and ready to rock. I'll take a walk up the ladder and let you see the FPS view. I'll have to move the ladder to get those last few bits. As I'm going up, I always kick it in and push it in to make sure it's always locked. You get it locked in little branches like this. Hey, yeah.
Don't get down here, I'll leave that there for you.
Cheers, Des. Do you know what I'm doing? I'm actually making YouTube videos of me cutting plants now.
Thank you.
Cheers, Des. Thank you. Alright. Cash monies. Well, that's it all cut. However, most of the clippings didn't land on the ground. They're in the tree still. Well, there's that wee bit at the side there. But what I'll do is I'll get that last wee bit at the side, and then we'll gather up the clippings. That's a cut. There's maybe a little bit to get from the roadside, but that's the majority of it done. Now I'm not sure what I'm doing with this cutting business. I'm learning as I go along. But here with this piece, I think from here all the way along up to here, where you see the first bud, I assume then that this is all hardwood, and up to the bud is where we'll take the cutting. So we'll snap this one here. There we are, we've broke it at the first bud, so I'll plant it and see if the roots come out there. And do the same on the other side here. It's all hardwood. We've got the buds here, so somewhere around here. Okie dokie. And then this hardwood, I'll break it up for the fire. Breaks up real easy. Should burn nice, you can hear the crack in it. And as an added bonus, we've got these wee things which could be nice for a flower engine. Mum asked me to get a few catkins. Here's the piles now. These are all potential cuttings, I think, in order of size. Smallest ones, the biggest ones. And there's the scrap, there's the firewood. Now I was thinking that was scrap, about a sack's worth, but there's not even, because all the big branches have been taken out of it. There's only small branches and leaves there, so that'll compost down well. So in theory there's zero waste. Hello folks, the video cut off on me there, so I got a wee bit of lunch and now I'm going to finish it off. I've gathered up most of what I've cut. If I can get my woolly mammoth glove back on here. So before I would have just got raked all this up, put it in the big builder sack and taken it to the dump, but now I'm trying to learn about taking cuttings. And the cuttings that I took from the pink fuchsia 6 months ago, this thing, were very successful. I've got about 40 of them growing in pots now, so I thought I may as well try it with the other things that I cut. And it's probably not the best time of year for doing it because it's so cold. Probably be better to do it in the springtime when they're growing ferociously, but just experimenting, learning as I go along. So here we're going to separate out the ones that I think will be decent for cuttings. He's got no leaves, he's probably no good. He'll become firewood. This one has lots of nice new buds, you can see at the edge of his leaves, so we'll try him for a cutting. What about this one? Yeah, new buds. So, no, this one's dead wood. Nice squiggly top on that one. Yes. This one's almost got a tree shape to it. Okay, so I'll set the camera steady here. What are you doing, Fluff? There's the neighbour's cat. He's here all the time now. I think he done a poop in the neighbour's house and they weren't too pleased with him. Now he's out here sulking. Okay, so there you can see there's my cuttings, and then firewood, and then all the little small bits, the small twigs and leaves, they'll be composted. You break the firewood. There's your kindling. Like that would burn as it is, but if you dry it out a wee bit, it'll burn ferociously. And then my mum asked me to get her some of these little catkins for flower arranging. So get the leaves off. The leaves kind of curl over the catkins and protect them from the cold. Amazing design someone came up with. That could look quite nice in some sort of flower arrangement. I'm going to get my bag of kindling that I made. So here's my bag of kindling that I got all from this bush. Put these last little bits in. Now if I didn't take the cuttings, make the kindling and compost the rest of it, I would have had about 3 big builder sacks to take away from this. But as it is, there's 0 waste. It all gets used. Put my bag of kindling in the shed there to keep it dry. So we'll go ahead, stick some of these in the ground. Okay, I've picked 2 big strong ones, just clearing the bottom of the stems there. If you wanted to be fancy, you could 45 them. I've got some of them put in around the edge here. There's not much room in that bed because of the strawberries, but I plan to take the strawberries out and get like a raised tiered pot for them. But they're just in there, tidying over for now. And I've put some cuttings in here. So I'll just show you guys this. You see my keep pile's getting smaller. All the biggest ones have been put in. 3, 4, 5. And then just au naturel, just sticking them into my soil, which I assume is good quality soil. No potting compost or cutting fertilizer or anything like that, so yeah, we just get them by the stem here. Find a bit with a spare gap, get that leaf out of the camera and poke them in as hard as we can. That dead leaf. And then push the soil in around him, and then make sure he's dangling nicely, nice and free. Get him in a bit more. And then the next one, just find the gap. There's a nice gap. We'll get one in there. Get him in nice and hard, and then squash the soil in around him and free him up a bit. And I'll just do that with them all. I'll put some in the polytunnel too. Maybe keep some inside because, like I say, it's all experimental. Never done this before. I just found one in the keep pile. It had some of that moss or mold on it. I can't focus because I'm holding it. I'm not that steady. Yeah. That's it there. Interesting substance. But anyway, that goes in the discard pile now. These are all the potential cuttings, so I laid them out in order of size. I think this one maybe might look the best. You can see the buds start on it quite early. Then there's lots of little buds the whole way up. My apple trees that I put in a few weeks ago when I trimmed this, they're looking a bit worse for wear, the ones outside. But we'll see. The ones in the polytunnel seem to be doing a bit better. There, the cuttings in from yesterday in here. What's the temperature in here now? About 7 degrees. It was down in like -4 this morning. There's the fuchsias. They're doing very well. They're flourishing even in these cold temperatures. One of them was flowering a couple of weeks ago. And there's more fuchsia cuttings I could take. The focus is hard to keep sharp when the light's changing so much out here. And the leaves and the small twigs, I'll rake them up and put them in a builder sack and then pull the sack round to here. And they'll be sitting there for a year And after a year they'll turn into nice fresh compost. So zero waste if you do it this way, less trips to the dump. Hello folks, FPS Gardener here. Going to do a little bit of composting today. I've got a load of sacks saved up. I'm going to try and get them sorted out. You can see here that I'm going to have to do a bit of power hosing soon. This is even getting slippy. Can moonwalk about it like Michael Jackson. You have to do that every year really, if you're just using water. So these are the sacks of leaves and grass that I've saved up from unfertilised gardens. Anybody that uses fertiliser in their garden, they just wouldn't use their stuff for compost. So I plan to store it around here and let it ferment around here. This is the first batch. And what I'm going to do is get more bits of wood like this, build the edge up, and the idea is then you can take out the bottom plank of wood, and the stuff down here should be rotting down first. You just take the bottom plank out and start shoveling it out. So what I'll do is I'll build that up a wee bit, try to get this gap here filled up so I can put more in, and then I'll fasten another builder's sack in here and try and cram the rest of it into that, because it sinks down very quickly. Look, I think if I put my foot on that, whoosh, and squash it down an awful lot. Compost heap, that's the amount of bags of compost you get. Show you a sneak peek of the quality of the compost. Hello folks, there's some of the smaller cuttings from the hazel tree. Don't see any roots popping out yet. These are some of my plants that weren't doing too well in the polytunnel. Brought them in here to try and recover them. There's my little bonsai I've been working on myself. Some of them are looking a bit worse for wear, but we'll see if we can get them to come back. I've got a UFO LED grow light I could pull out if I need to. Today I'm going to attempt the back edge. You can see I've already made a start on some bits of it. It's hard to focus it through the window, especially with a zoom, it doesn't like it. But I'm going to be trimming the privet. May as well try and make some cuttings from it as well, the strongest bits. Liz's gardener's done a decent job. Make it easy for me when I get there, I'll not have to cut it. Don't know if the zoom will work, but if it does, now you can see there's some red fuchsia there. The cuttings I took before were pink fuchsia, so I'll get some of them. We'll get some red. I'll give them a little spray, keep them damp. I just try to keep the soil damp, don't want to overwater them. I do this like once every 2 or 3 days, depending on how warm and dry it's been in here. See, sometimes when you spray them, you see them jumping. Now obviously that's the water hitting them, pushing them back, but I actually think that the plants know that they're getting water and they're like, oh, thank you very much, give us more of that. You can see them dancing. Oh, thank you, more please. Just give them a good squirt, get the leaves wet, get the soil wet. Try and bring this burnt one back. Do you think it'll survive, or do you think it's dead, folks? Two things. There's a good example of one that was dead but is not dead. And again, over there, you can see the green shoot popping out of that one. It's alive, it's alive. Will this one come back to life? Oof. But what I noticed was this. Some sort of spider or bugs moved in. So we're going to remove him. See the web joining the myrtle and the fuchsia together. So I'll just snip that off and we'll put them out the window. Here's my weapon. Gonna cut it here. That's it removed. What are you up to, Bob? That's the neighbour's cat. His brother passed away recently. Sad. But his brother had a nice few days here at the end. My mum gave him loads of prawns and ham. His belly was full in the last few days and he was sleeping here in here in the warmth. There's my little bonsai tree. I like the way the roots are protruding out of the soil. That's what made me think about bonsaiing it in the first place. And it's been reasonably successful. This one gave 4 babies this year. They just grew here. You pull them off and stick them in the soil. Simple as that. Some of the fuchsias look like they're dead, but if you look up close, green shoots, not dead. And because there's been so little light recently, I pulled out my grow light. This thing. And it actually, I had the plants, one of them too close to it. If you look at these forest flames, I had these forest flames, these were the closest ones to it, and this was the very closest one. It got toasted. So I'll show you guys my grow light. It's like a lightsaber when you turn it on. So I've been using that. You can see it all goes pink in here to give them a little bit of extra light. And I've had to work out what distance to keep them away from it. Now the cuttings that I had inside, I've moved outside because I think they were not getting enough light inside. And the temperature going up and down so much inside with the heating going on and off was struggling them. So I think the atmospheric conditions out here might be better for a while. At least until it rains once. Let them get watered by the rain. And then we'll see what happens. It's like the ring of death there at the moment. There's the hazel cuttings. They all seem to be spreading with life. They're doing really well, I think. Like, look at all the little green buds everywhere. All over them. And then there's the big purple flowers that come out of those things. That one's doing well. This one not so well, but we'll see. Outdoor cuttings. Blackberry's looking a bit sorry for himself. These ones are looking well. Standing up strong like soldiers. And look at these little buds. Most of these are hazel, but some of them are apple trees like this one. And look, fresh bud, fresh bud. So, God willing, I'll have lots of cuttings to sell in the spring. And then the ones inside the polytunnel, well, they're doing even better. And the broom, a nice bit of yellow at this time of year. There's not much colour in the garden at this time of year, but a bit of yellow on the broom. They're coastal, native to the coast. Like salty, windy conditions. But the cuttings in here are doing really well. I've got my Chilean lanterns, honeysuckle, pear trees. It's a menacing looking red sky. It looks even better on the phone than it does on for your eyes. That's class. Red sky in the morning. Sailor's warden. Hello my friends, FPS Gardener here. Doing a little update for the cuttings. show you how things are going. I had to move them in here because we're under Arctic blast conditions. You can see the condensation on the windows. But if I kept them outside, I think they all would have died. Just too cold. You can see, look, the wee myrtle always curled up. His wee leaves curled up in the cold. Will he come back? What do you think, folks? Wee fuchsias are still doing okay. Some of them not so good. Might have a few fatalities on hand here. I'm glad this one's still going well. I have to find out what you call these. If you know what it's called, let me know in the comments. And look at these. These are doing really well. More fresh buds than you could count. Grains of sand and all that. The big mallow's still doing well. His leaves had actually frozen solid. Had to bring him in. I was pretty sure it was going to die if I didn't. Conditions are absolutely freezing. Tile's frozen solid like a bit of cardboard. Pair of trousers or a t-shirt. Solid. And a towel. These ones have been okay outside. Grissolinas and the like grow like weeds, very strong, hard to kill them. I might have a buyer for them today. Everything's completely frozen solid. These stones are frozen so solid they don't move at the top. Like what you see when I stand here, stones move, but as you get further up, no movement at all. It's frozen solid completely. What's the weather like in your area, folks? Hello old friends. We can see that Nerd went ahead and took the cuttings of the hazel and all the other plants. We can see that they're doing reasonably well so far, but the winter isn't over yet. What will happen to Nerd's plants? Tune in next time on Tales to the Sepulchre to find out. Will the one who grants life and created life bless Nerd's cuttings and allow them to flourish and allow them to sell them? Or will he give a different kind of blessing like he did to the owners of Fluff for how they treated him? Tune in next time on Tales of the Sepulchre to find out.